Dempsey, an early goal. One of the earliest goals in World Cup final history.
Welcome to the FIFA World Cup on WatchMojo, and today we're picking an all-time starting 11 for the United States of America national side. Be sure to stick around for the full lineup because at the end of the video, we'll rapid fire through the very best players to watch out for in the 2026 tournament specifically. Goalkeeper, Brad Friedel. Longevity and consistency were the name of the game for the legendary US goalkeeper Brad Friedel. He spent 18 years in the Premier League, carving out a reputation as one of the most reliable keepers of the 2000s.
Left-footed, comes up, tries to go into the bottom corner, and Friedel now saves!
He actually holds the record for the most consecutive appearances in the league's history with 310. Meaning he never missed a single match during that run. He did this across spells with Blackburn Rovers, Aston Villa, and Tottenham. Over 23 years, he represented his country too, earning 82 caps while appearing in the 1998 World Cup and in the team's heroic run in the 2002 World Cup. Right back, Steve Cherundolo. The dedication of right-back Steve Cherundolo to the German side Hannover 96 did not go unappreciated by their fans. He spent his entire career with them, making 370 appearances, leading to his nickname, the Mayor of Hanover. As a defender, he was a very well-refined and technical fullback, excelling in defensive duels and attacking bursts in equal measure. Sure, he wasn't necessarily grabbing front-page headlines every week, but he was a consistently reliable presence every week. He appeared in 2 World Cups and would have made it to a third had he not suffered an injury in 2002. A very solid player in any starting 11. Centre-back, Eddie Pope. Throughout his relatively short pro career, Eddie Pope remained loyal to US football, remaining in the MLS despite growing his reputation with appearances in 3 World Cups. Pope was truly a cornerstone of US defensive solidity during a formative era for the game domestically. Known for his composure and aerial dominance, he anchored the back line through multiple international cycles. Though he retired after just 11 years in the pro game, his impact was truly huge. In that time, he made a real case as the single best defender the US had ever produced. Centre-back, Carlos Bocanegra. Known for his perfect balance of physical intensity and tactical intelligence, Carlos Bocanegra was a true leader on and off the pitch.
It will swing away from the giant Hirschfeld. Header, goal! 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 From Bocanegra!
Over the course of his 110 caps for the US, he spent 5 of those years as captain, playing a key role in their Gold Cup wins in 2002 and 2007. He was, in many ways, a defensive linchpin for every team he played in, both at international level and for the various clubs he represented. Most European fans will know him best for the 4 years he spent at Fulham in the Premier League, making him yet another breakthrough talent for the US as the sport began to pick up popularity at home. Left back, DaMarcus Beasley. To this day, DaMarcus Beasley is the only American player to ever play in 4 World Cups.
DaMarcus Beasley winning his 100th cap, well done to him. Only 13 players have ever reached that marvellous milestone.
His longevity is only trumped by his dynamism. He began his career as a lightning-quick winger, eventually altering his game to become a veteran left-back as the years rolled on. Known for his dependability and work rate, his pace was, of course, a key ingredient during his best seasons in the sport. He earned experience across major European leagues, including spells with PSV and Glasgow Rangers that saw him win domestic titles. His inclusion in the National Soccer Hall of Fame was a true no-brainer. Centre midfield, Michael Bradley. The wide range of experience that Michael Bradley had during his career is a testament to his adaptability as a midfielder.
Bradley! Golazo! Golazo de Michael Bradley!
His ability to control midfield battles with his relentless work rate and tactical discipline made him a real hit with managers. Over the course of his 19-year pro career, he appeared in the Netherlands, Germany, England, and Italy before ending his run in the MLS. His 151 caps for the US team allowed him to grow his reputation as a consistently dependable player in the center of the park and a real leader when things got tough. Center midfield, Claudio Reyna. There's no denying that Claudio Reyna was a true trailblazer for American football in the 1990s and 2000s. He proved that his country was a nation worth keeping an eye on by becoming a standout player in European football over the decade plus he spent there.
Ball has been robbing from left to right. There's the header. Oh, what a goal! Reyna!
An elegant midfielder at his core, Reyna led the USA team as captain during the 2002 World Cup, helping his teammates through his experience in the elite leagues. In his 112 appearances for the national side, he made it into 4 World Cup squads, playing in 3 before eventually retiring after the 4th in 2006. Right winger Clint Dempsey. No conversation about the single greatest American player of all time would be complete without a mention for Clint Dempsey.
Alpidor in front. Quick shot, Dempsey! To the teenager, he cuts it back! Dempsey!
He brought immense versatility to the disposal of every manager he played under, capable of performing well all across the forward line. An audacious player at his core, Dempsey was never afraid to try something spectacular to catch the opposition off guard. A lot of the time it worked too. He is tied with Landon Donovan as the USA's all-time leading goalscorer with 57 goals, and he turned in some major performances at huge tournaments. 3 Gold Cup trophies and 3 appearances in the World Cup were enough to earn him a spot in the National Soccer Hall of Fame.
Yedlin with the ball in, Bradley! Chance for him, USA! And it's a goal! It stands! And it's the captain, Clint Dempsey!
Left winger, Christian Pulisic. Seen by many as the face of American football, Christian Pulisic could well be the most technically impressive player the country has ever produced.
6 goals in his last 7 international games. Pulisic! It's spectacular from Christian Pulisic!
Despite the fact that he may accomplish a lot more in the future, his legacy as an all-time great for the USA is set in stone. Plying his trade at the Italian giants AC Milan, Pulisic has already experienced the highest level of football, proving his reputation as a truly modern American talent. His direct attacking play and athleticism make him a creative center point for club and country, and judging off of recent results, he is still improving. Center attacking midfielder Landon Donovan. The first name that generally comes to mind when you think of standout American players is, of course, the mighty Landon Donovan.
Trying to send it in for Karofsky. Landon Donovan then ricochets into the net. It's in the net.
Renowned for his big game performances and composure at any level, he was very much a talisman for US football during a key period for its growth in popularity. He spent the majority of his career raising the status of the MLS at home, but he also had a stint in Germany and a brief spell in England, proving his adaptability. Vision, ball control, intelligence, and movement were the key ingredients that made Donovan such a dynamic talent on the pitch. To this day, any potential leaders in the current squad will inevitably end up being compared to this iconic figure. Striker Brian McBride. As a classic centre forward, goals were Brian McBride's main business, and during his best years, he was always a threat. He represented the US at 3 World Cups, scoring at 2 of them, which made him the first American to do so. McBride excelled at leading the line, not just through his own scoring, but in his ability to bring others into play. He spent the majority of his career at home, but also had a successful 5-year spell in the Premier League, where he made a name for himself globally. In fact, he was so beloved after his 140 appearances for Fulham that the club named one of the bars in their stadium to McBride's in his honor. Subs bench, Tim Howard. elite American goalkeeper with longevity and World Cup heroics. Oguchi Onyewu, dominant physical centre-back who excelled in Europe. Marcelo Balboa, trailblazing defender and early USMNT star with flair. Weston McKennie, dynamic box-to-box midfielder leading modern American generation. Jermaine Jones, fiery midfielder who brought edge and leadership to USMNT midfield. Tab Ramos, creative playmaker who carried US attack in early years. Kobe Jones, record cap holder known for his work rate and longevity. Eric Winalda, prolific forward and early American star in Europe. Josie Altidore, powerful striker with strong USMNT scoring record. So, those are the greatest of all time, but how about right now? Who are the players you need to know before World Cup 2026 kicks off in America, Mexico, and Canada? Christian Pulisic. If you're looking for the star attraction within this American lineup, it is undoubtedly Christian Pulisic. Now regarded as a legitimately world-class talent, this World Cup will see him take on quite a lot of pressure. The opportunity to be the star man in a major tournament on home soil could be a defining legacy moment for Pulisic.
This is Weah for the US. And Weah does well! Very well! Christian Pulisic on the pitch.
The question now is whether he will make the most of it or not. Weston McKennie. One of the first names on any USA team sheet will no doubt be Juventus star Weston McKennie.
Dentro il pallone McKennie! La Juventus riapre la partita!
As a technician who will operate in the heart of midfield, McKennie will be front and center for all things that the American side tries to cook up in their offense. As versatile as they come, at 27 years old, he is now primed to become a leader in this squad, and a hero to those tuning in. Tyler Adams. If he is fit, Tyler Adams will be a rock in the defensive end and a crucial component in playmaking further up the pitch. Now settled into a Bournemouth side, who are inhabiting a mid-table spot in the Premier League, high-level experience will not be an issue for Adams here.
And Bournemouth have got men forward in numbers, they might not need it. Adams! Oh, it's brilliant! He's lobbed the goalie from a long, long way out!
After captaining their team in the past, if he comes in healthy and in form, he will provide a very important foundation for the team. Antonee Robinson. Although there have been concerns over his fitness, Antonee Robinson's wide play will likely be a huge factor in the USA's offensive and defensive structure. At one point, it did seem as though his tournament was in doubt, but he appears to have turned a corner. His high-intensity, overlapping runs will no doubt be a massive boost for Mauricio Pochettino's tactical decisions as June grows closer. Ricardo Pepi. After narrowly missing out on the 2022 World Cup as a 19-year-old prospect, the now 23-year-old Ricardo Pepi is finally looking set to be included.
Wait and see if they get a sign from Zabaleta, he can carry on. Pepi trying to get in round the back. Ricardo Pepi! Straight into the game! And straight into the back of the net! Ricardo Pepi!
He will have to fight for his place, make no mistake, but he's a legitimate goal threat. His campaign will offer him a real chance to elevate his reputation in world football. Every 4 years, we see breakout stars who find new acclaim after a World Cup. Perhaps this time, it will be Pepi. But how do you predict the USA will do in the 2026 World Cup? Let us know in those comments below.